Well, welcome to Mike's cutting board. This is the third time I had to make this board. The first two actually warped on me because I was making them a little too thin, I believe, for the size and the amount of pressure that I was putting the clamps on. And each time I took them out of the cawls, I had a bow in them, a little warpage, and that's just too much for me to use for a cutting board. I would not sell a defective board like that. So I went back and I bought some thicker cherry and maple. I went to Houston and went to the favorite wood store I like to go to for my specialty board, and I bought some much thicker material, and it's flat. So the old saying, third time's a charm. So again, this is the dark is cherry and the light colored is maple, and this board is 18 inches by 18 inches. It has a juice groove cut all the way around, and I am to the point right now that what I'm ready to do is to brand my logo in the back of it, and then after I get through doing that, then I'll go ahead and sand it down one more time, and then I'll start oiling it and getting it to the point to where I can apply the beeswax and mineral oil paste that I like to put on all my cutting boards. So hang on and I'll be right back. All right, now bring it in, let it rest against the straight edge. Now I can get that out of the way and start the branding. You can see the smoke where it's getting a good burn. All right, and that's it. All right, here's you a vision of the brand after it's been applied. The last thing I have to do right now is to do a little finish sanding across that, clean it up a little bit, remove some of the charred effect, and then I can start the applying of the mineral oil and eventually get to the beeswax and mineral oil combination paste wax that I like. So, all right, the next step is to start the oiling of the board, and again I use a food grade mineral oil, and this bucket is used for nothing but the coating of my cutting boards. So only the mineral oil goes in here, and yes, I clean it before I reuse it each time. A little bit of a different type of application. Normally on my boards, if they're small enough to fit inside the container, I just dump them and I'll let them sit for probably about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll wipe them down, turn them over, and clean them good on both sides, and then let it drip for a little bit. But like I said, this one is too big, so what I'm going to have to do is just basically let this stand up and drip for a little bit as best it can, and then I'll turn it over and let it drip on the other side and just kind of let it sit. And it's also going to absorb in and soak some more in on the end grains and whatnot, but it's going to fill in good and it's going to look nice when it's all said and done. And this thing, but this gives you an idea of how the grain pops out once the oil gets applied to them. So this is going to be a pretty board when it's all said and done. And if you'll notice, this does not have the checkerboard pattern. After talking with my customer, he came up with the question of whether or not I could just do it in the straight grain. He said he looked at them on my website and he liked them just as well as the checkerboard. And so again, because these are custom made, I can accommodate him any way he wanted on it. So straight grain pattern was what he got. First coat of the food grade mineral oil is applied. So now I'm gonna let it soak for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back, swip it around, let the other side soak up for about 10 more minutes, and then we'll pull it out, wipe it off, and let it soak in. Once it's finished absorbing in, then we'll do it all over again. And I'll do this about 4 times, or until the board quits absorbing any more of the mineral oil. And once it quits absorbing the mineral oil, then I'll switch over to the mineral oil and beeswax paste combination that I have, and that'll help seal it up and get it ready to go. Well, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but this is after probably nearly 3.5 hours of working with the mineral oil. It's just about quit taking in any more mineral oil. Everything's staying on top So that tells me that the board is pretty well saturated with the mineral oil. So this will be the last time I'm going to let it soak in any point in time. So now what I'm going to be doing next will be pulling it out of the bucket, wiping it off and letting it rest on its own, and then kind of see how it dries out, if it dries out uniformly or if one part dries out quicker than another. Because if one part dries out quicker, then I'll add just a little bit more to that particular section. And but all in all, I'm really pleased with the way this thing is absorbing the oil. So very, very close to having this one finished.